Welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast, strategies that help entrepreneurs build reputable and profitable brands. Here's your host, Henry Kaminski Jr.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Henry Kaminski here from Unique Designz.net with another Brand Doctor podcast for you. And today's a little special episode. I want to acknowledge one of our podcast listeners. His name is Roman, and he had reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and gave me some feedback on the podcast, and I was so appreciative of it. It actually sparked a lot of conversation, and it actually sparked today's episode, really, and its message. And so I want to give a huge shout out to Roman for all of that feedback. It really prompted me to do a couple of different things going forward, which is really going to make this podcast super powerful and more impactful. That's really going to help you guys really take your brands to the next level. So big shout out to Roman. But as we were talking this weekend via Facebook Messenger, we were kind of going back and forth on Saturday night. He says, I know you talk about your brand audits at the end of every podcast episode, and I don't need somebody to tell me how lackluster my brand is at the moment. So that's why I haven't took you up on that offer, but there is something that is bothering me, and maybe you can help me and guide me in the right direction somehow, some way. And I said, sure. Well, what is that? And he said, well, I'm extremely indecisive. And so I have pinpointed my issue. And that's what's been holding me back for the past 6 months with this startup, and really has made me struggle the past 2 years. And so I totally felt where he was coming from, because that was me not too long ago. And so my question for you guys listening is this, how pissed do you get when it becomes, the end of the day, and you look back and you realize that you didn't get anything done because you were so indecisive the entire day? The questions start to dart in your head, like, should I offer this product or should I offer that product? Who am I actually selling to? Is my product or service viable or even good enough? Do people even want it? It's funny. Or how do I know if blank, fill in the blank, is going to work if I buy it, or if I invest in my brand? How do I know XYZ is going to take place? And today's gem is this: indecisiveness is the invisible enemy. And we need to understand that by being indecisive, you are holding yourself back in so many different ways. You are so getting in your own way where it's really not necessary. It's really not necessary. And so let me share with you kind of how I've helped Roman, and share with you how I gave him some practical advice just to start implementing immediately. The first thing I told him to do is you want to eliminate all your distractions. So cut out the mastermind subscriptions, cut out the $50 or $60 a month memberships that you got, that you're paying for, and focus on one task at a time. It's all information overload. When I first got into really taking my brand to the next level, I tried to buy every course out there, hire this guy, hire that guy. And, you hire 5 different people, and 5 different feedbacks are going to come your way. And then you're going to say, well, now what do I do? So I told them, you want to start a podcast? And this goes for everybody. You want to start a podcast? Hire a podcast producer. You want to grow your Instagram following? Go search out an influencer in your niche and start talking to them about how they can help you grow your following. And Put a goal, put a timeline on these things. You want to get better at Facebook Lives? Go find somebody who's really good at Facebook Lives and say, hey, would you be willing to tutor me? Think about it. When we were kids, our parents paid for tutors to help us with math or science or a specific, subject, right? Well, it's no different when it comes to building your brand, which leads to my next point. If you're looking to polish up your branding, whether it be from a messaging standpoint or a visual standpoint, reach out to me. There's all different things and opportunities and programs that I could definitely point you in the right direction to help you get to the next level. Trying to absorb all of this information from all these different channels becomes extremely overwhelming, which can lead to indecisiveness. So one of the things that I want you to understand is indecisiveness absolutely destroys progress. It paralyzes you. It stops you dead in your tracks from achieving anything that you want to achieve. So let me ask you this. Why are you indecisive? Is it you're scared to fail? Are you scared you're going to waste money? Are you scared you're going to let your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, mother, father, down? What's actually worse? You taking no action at all, right? And then going back to that family member and saying, another day in the dumps, another day unproductive, another day unsuccessful? Or do you go back and say, hey, wifey, hey, hubby, or hey, mom, hey, dad, I tried this today and it didn't work. But the one thing that I learned was I can't do this. And so I'm going to go back tomorrow and I'm going to try it this way. And I'm going to see if that works. That's something to pay attention to, because that's what's going to change the perception of those people that I think you're afraid to let down. They're going to look at you as a go-getter versus somebody that is stuck or somebody that doesn't have the confidence to take their life, their business, their brand, whatever, to the next level. I have a client he's just an absolute rock star. And when we get on our strategy calls, he's funny. He's like, dude, you always gotta be making moves. And that's one thing I love about you, Henry. You're always making moves. And that's what's motivating me and inspiring me. I feel like if I'm not moving forward, I'm moving backwards. If I'm not growing, I'm dying. There's no in-betweens here. So it's time to, poop or get off the pot. My mom used to say that all the time when I was indecisive. I'd rather fail trying than fail by staying into my comfort zone and doing nothing because I was too wuss to try and grow my business. I was too wuss to take XYZ to the next level. Or I was too wuss to challenge myself to be a better person, a better father or mother, entrepreneur, business owner. One thing that we have to understand, guys, is everything costs something in life. It's either money or time, but either way, we're still paying. So if you want to make a future for yourself that's promising and that's filled with hope, and you want that financial freedom, you want to create that business that you're proud to promote and showcase, then you got to get out there and earn it. You got to take that first step, and you got to put that first step out there, because that's the hardest step to take. And you have to understand that there's no freebies in life. Nobody's going to hand you over a successful business on a silver platter and say, here you go, Todd, or here you go, Michelle. It's not going to happen. And 9 times out of 10, when somebody does get handed something like that, they never appreciate it. And they most likely run that business straight to the ground because they don't value it. So my question to you is, when are you going to start making moves? And even if it's a small step in the right direction, at least it's a step in the right direction. So there you have it, guys. Indecisiveness is the invisible enemy, and it is the one thing that can destroy your business over time. And believe me when I tell you, time flies, and next thing you know, you're a year deep into it, or 2 years deep into it, like Roman was, and you look back and you say, wow, I didn't make a dime yet. Why? Because I was so indecisive. Well, why was I indecisive? Okay, I need to start making moves. What do I need to do to accomplish this task by this time? That's what I'm talking about, guys. So get out there. I don't care what you're doing today. Take 15 minutes, jot it down, and say, by X date, I want this to happen. What do I need to do? And then get out there and do it. So have an awesome day, guys. Again, if you find these podcasts valuable, please share them with a friend or colleague. I totally appreciate all of that. I appreciate all of you listening on a consistent basis. And again, big shout out to Roman. And good luck to you, brother. Good luck to everybody else out there that are struggling with indecisiveness, and just break through that mess and start making moves. I'll see you on the next episode, guys. Talk soon.
You've been listening to the Brand Doctor Podcast with Henry Kaminski Jr. To get your appointment with the doctor, visit Brand Audit at www.uniquedesignz.net.